Dreadnought class. 2 times the size, 3 times the speed, advanced weaponry, modified for a minimal crew. Unlike most Federation vessels, it's built solely for combat.
That's right, everyone. In this video, I'll be doing a Canon build of the Vengeance Intel Dreadnought, otherwise known as the Kelvin Timeline Intel Dreadnought Cruiser. So before we get into that, there's one thing I have to address first. So that's the saucer, which has a hole in it. So, many call this a design flaw, but through my own analysis, I've noticed it does have some benefits. So notice from when you look at it from the side and the front, you don't see the bridge due to this huge raised area on the saucer section. So, and also you don't notice the bridge until basically going this far when looking from the bottom. Of course, it is slightly exposed from the top, but that's why there's this rim. So what I'm thinking is, as long as the Vengeance is facing the opponent in the same plane, the bridge is effectively protected. Of course, there's shields, but yeah. And also, as seen in mentioned in Into Darkness, the ship is designed to be crewed by one if necessary. So let's say visual sensors go offline, then that one individual would still be able to see their opponent. The opponent is close enough at visual range to be able to target them. Of course, that's like an extreme scenario, but it's a logical design, albeit a bit irregular, but yeah. Alright, so before I get to the build, let's also look at visuals before we get there. So we have some nice Aztecing on the hull all across, as well as major Aztecing detail on the saucer. And it also looks very nice when pointing away from a light source. There's this reflective material that shines. And yeah, it's very, very nice. Okay, let's oh right, yes. The deflector dish does close up when in combat, so let me demonstrate that.
Warning, ship is under attack. Engage weapons and engines.
So that's very nice. We also see it slightly close up on screen, so in the movie, so that's cool, yeah. Okay, let's get into the build. So, going for a screen accurate build, we have the Kelvin Timeline phaser emitter arrays, a full suite of them, fully upgraded to with damage modifiers, and also the Kelvin Timeline photon torpedo launchers with the reload modifier, and that reload modifier is default, so you can't change it with re-engineering. But the nice thing is, this makes it one of the highest DPS torpedoes in general. So if I compare it to a regular photon torpedo, for example, there's an increase of 805 DPS. Of course, that's assuming you fire them constantly. And I have the Soul Defense set for my DPS tank build, and I have a Temporal Defense Initiative warp core, just because I use this projector jump, and also I enjoy the higher warp speed. Not that warp is very useful nowadays anyways, because transwarp is free now. Alright, moving on, there's the broadside emitter arrays, which come with this ship and are screen accurate, so I will be using these. And the full alternate timeline set for set bonuses and stat. Also the quantum phase converter and domino console for phaser damage increase, and also weapon haste boost and weapon damage. The obfuscation screen, which I just demonstrated for closing up the deflector dish, and also stat boosts and the effect that the obfuscation screen does. And of course, to finish it off, vulnerability locators for phasers. Okay, let's jump into traits. So for Starship traits, we have emergency weapon cycle for emergency power to weapons, entwined tactical matrices for far out will and torpedo spread, honored dead for survivability, polarized lattice, optimized titanium armor or plot armor. This came with the Discovery era Enterprise, which boosts survivability heavily. And also the best diplomat, which to me is the best Starship trait out of the legendary Starships pack. And it gives bonus damage based on subsystem power when using far out or beam overload. So with that, I got an engineering heavy skill set to give myself high amounts of subsystem power and also survivability. As for bridge officers, they have P13 survival science and survival engineering leadership, which gives hull regen. And I also have a few of the hologram TOS bridge officers with their unique traits. So, not this one. Yeah, this one. Oh, I already showed that. Sorry. Yunan Bashir with Space Warfare Specialist, which gives these boosts. Scotty with Techie and Teamwork, and Uhura with Tactician and Leadership. Okay, so the ship does have a unique bridge exclusive to this ship, so I will be showing that after the combat demonstration. But before we get into all that, I gotta cover a few things. So, for this and future Canon builds, I'm following a new rule. So I will not be using any abilities of which the ship being displayed does not have in Canon, with the exception of bridge officer abilities, because I kind of need those to be viable in combat. So that means I won't be using these, which while I'll keep them for set bonuses, I won't be using them in combat. And also this ship has a cloaking device, which comes standard with most Intel ships in Star Trek Online, but she did not have a cloaking device, or at least we don't know if she has one. She didn't demonstrate that she had one on screen, so I will not be using the cloak either. That being said, I will be reshooting my Refit Constitution and Refit Sovereign videos to bring those to my new standards of quality and to follow this new rule. And also, my Vengeance is twice the size of a regular one, as it's bugged. And I talked about that in my oversized Vengeance video. So that's not completely canon, but I'm not going to sacrifice the big size, because it's quite fun for the sake of this video. So the bug was not fixed retroactively, and it happened when they gave decals and a new ship skin, as displayed here, that is screen accurate, to the Vengeance. Of course, the Vengeance is an unmarked ship, so therefore mine is as well, so no decals on this one. Okay, so before we jump into combat demonstration, I'm going to do a quick size comparison, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I had a friend bring up his Constitution refit for size comparison, and it's quite stark, isn't it? Yeah, the Vengeance, my Vengeance especially, is a huge ship. So, yeah, she's 8 times the size of a Constitution refit, but in canon, she would be 4 times. Alright, so there's that, and also screen-accurate purple impulse engines. Those are really nice. Okay, let's jump into combat. For this combat demonstration, I'll be doing the first part of Midnight.
One way or another.
So let's get to that. And also, exclusive to Federation Kelvin Timeline Tips, he has an exclusive warp effect. So let me show that.
departure. Good luck.
Enterprise.
This is the USS Hood. Our attack group is taking heavy losses.
RRW Vivetrix responding to your call for assistance.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Engage weapons and engines.
or we may lose them before the ships in dock can mobilize.
Akagi here. We've restored main power. Thanks for keeping the gantries intact. Bringing the Fight 99th Attack Wing into battle now.
This is ESP Control. We're losing life support and transporters are offline.
Alright, I think that's enough. Let's warp out of here and go to the bridge. Okay, so on the bridge, let's just quickly go through the consoles. So, account bank access is there, contact duty officers is here, and the library files is where the replicator would be. And also across there, there's one of your bridge officers serves as your small craft selector. Okay, let me just turn off HUD and let's explore. Okay, so some cons, very highly detailed, with some nice obligatory lens flares. Here is the turbo lift, although it doesn't go anywhere, nor does it open. More consoles, pilot and navigation, as well as tactical, I think. Or actually, this is a tactical station with my tactical officer in gold here. And I assume this is the engineering station because my engineer is there. Also, the flooring is very highly detailed, as well as some window glare on the main viewer, or bridge window, if you will. And if we look outside, we can actually see the big pool as well. So that's very nicely detailed. Although you need to have your draw distance set to maximum to be able to see that. Alright, central chair, so let's sit down. And yeah, this is overall one of the best looking bridges in my opinion. Also, it's extremely screen accurate, so that's great. Alright, that's it for this video on my Canon Vengeance build. Please subscribe if you haven't already to be notified of future videos, and alright, ring the notification bell to be notified of my future videos. Well, to get a notification of that. You'll get the videos in your newsfeed when you subscribe. So, and plus it's free, and it helps me quite a lot. So why not, right? Also, I have a Patreon now if you want to support me that way. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.